Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Cherika Brown, of course, and we're on another episode of Cherika Be Talking, because I be talking. And on today's episode, we're going to talk about another breakup situation that we're seeing on social media, and that's Cenat and Gigi. And we touched on the Christy and Desmond situation, and like I said, I don't know much about these couples because I'm not like fans or anything, but I do know what I can see and what can come up on the timeline. You know, once you search something, you continuously get other videos. So I see that the girlfriend Gigi actually made her a YouTube video. So I said, let me go and look at it, and then I'll give y'all my insight, and we'll take lessons from it to learn from the situation. Now, I hope both of these people are doing well and they get through it. Breakups are not easy to navigate at all. I hope during these times they're surrounded by love, light, friendship, family, and just everything to keep them afloat during this time. Now let's get into the video I watched, because I spent my time watching it, so I got to analyze it so I'm not wasting my time. So I'm going to start by saying I could tell that this girl truly loved her boyfriend. She truly loved him. And you could just see it in her mannerisms, the way she talked about him. And she had a light when she talked about him as well. Another thing I want to give her kudos for is because she just turned 22 years old. She said it was approaching her birthday, nearing her birthday, and she is very well spoken and mature for her age. A lot of times I see the age difference when I hear younger girls talk. Like, I'm like, yeah, she's just young. I would say for her age, she is very well spoken. She's well mannered, and she carries herself really well. She did curse a lot. Y'all know I'm not really a fan of cursing, and I'm not a fan of young women cursing, but she is going through a lot right now, and she was expressing herself rightfully so. So, like I said, the girl really loves the guy. And my whole takeaway from just her explanation of the messiness of their situation is that she was dealing with a guy that wanted to break up with her. He wanted to break up with her and didn't know how to do it. So clearly he does care about her and he loves her without a doubt, because he didn't want to hurt her, but he went about it in such a bad way. And what I want young men to take from this is that you have to be a man in every situation and everything. When you make a choice, you need to be able to stand on it. What I took from just the messiness of the situation of creating messages that possibly his assistant created, and, you know, creating DMs and false scenarios and false stories, is that he was trying to find a manipulative way of making it seem like, oh my God, I'm hurt. I can't believe you cheated on me and now I gotta go. And she's like, what? No, I didn't cheat on you. Like, this is crazy. I want to be with you. Like, we can prove that I didn't cheat on you, but it's like, I don't want to hear anything. You cheated on me. Instead of just saying, hey, look, I don't feel our relationship anymore. I don't want to be with you anymore. And I feel out of love, if that's how you feel, or however you feel, just being straight up front instead of creating this entire narrative that, you know, not true. And a lot of people on the internet saying, so is he slow? Did he really believe those messages? No, he knows those messages aren't true. He just didn't want to be in a relationship with her anymore, and he didn't know how to bring it to her or how to break it to her. And also, he used the manipulation as well, because as we can see through the video, you can see certain things through a video. She has a good spirit, so likely she's a good woman and a good girlfriend. So instead of just breaking up with a good woman and just leaving her because you don't really have a reason to, it's best to create a false narrative so that you can go out and do you and be single for a while and see if there's other better options out there for you. And just in case there aren't any better options, you have this girl that's still in love with you that you can go back to, because the door should still be open, because y'all didn't break up because you cheated on her, but y'all broke up because you think she cheated on you. At least that's what you want her to believe. So it's a whole manipulation tactic so that she can remain available for him possibly, and he can go off and do single things with his single friends that was celebrating him being single or whatever, no longer being in a relationship with her. And that's another good point that she also brought up in the situation. She mentioned that his friends were celebrating. I can't really get into all of the streaming and men that love the internet and talking and all the screaming and, you know, all of those wild, want to be seen personalities. That's not the type of man that I look at as like a masculine man. So it's no surprise that these men wanted to talk to her once before and that they secretly probably even hate on him because of the caliber he's at and they wish to be. So every time a man is celebrating his friend going through a breakup or being single, that's always weird, in my opinion, because what is there to celebrate? We should be celebrating love and we should be celebrating togetherness. It's not a celebration that your friend is no longer in a relationship. You're not celebrating that. You're celebrating that he's now miserable with you, or now he's left this girl that didn't ever respond to you and who she thinks she is. Now she don't got you. Now she don't got a man. She don't got what y'all think was a come up. And like she said, she's been getting things in her life. This is nothing new to her. But what a lot of people and men don't understand in our society and in our generation is that things don't mean anything. I don't believe that this girl was with this man for things. Like she said, she truly loved him. And if you've ever truly loved somebody and been in love with somebody, you would know that things don't mean anything. Of course, it's a bonus and it's a plus and it comes with what being in a relationship looks like, but it's not just the end all be all for most, like for people that are truly in love or people that seek love and not just seeking materials. And the average person who just think life is all about things don't really understand that. They can't really grasp that. And my heart really hurt for her just because throughout the video, she was saying stuff like, oh, my heart hurt, you know. And if you've ever been heartbroken or been in love or gone through a breakup, you know that it can be a physical pain. Like it messes with you. Sometimes it's hard to get out of bed. Sometimes you feel really happy, and then sometimes you may cry, and your emotions are like a roller coaster and you never know when it will hit you because it's literally grieving a person that's still alive. When you truly love someone to your core, that's the only person you really want to talk to every single day. You crave talking to them, connection with them, and to go from talking to them every single day to forcing yourself not to call them, not to text them, not to think about them a lot of times. It's a painful thing to go through and it's a lonely thing to go through. And then on top of that, having people and grown men at that on the internet kicking you while you're down, that really sucks. And in my opinion, together or not, her ex-boyfriend Kai should have stepped up and put people in their place and like just at least put his friends in their place to know like, hey, don't speak on her. Like let her go through the breakup. Enough damage has already been done. Don't call her out of her name. And she even addressed the kid and said, you know, I'm not going to address him because he's a kid. But that kid literally called her out her name. Where I come from, people would be like, he a kid, but he cussing like he grown, so he can get it too. And would have said whatever they had to say about the kid because you're getting in grown people business. So now you finna have to suffer grown people consequences. That's why I said the young lady, Gigi, is very mature for her age. And like I said, she's well spoken. So kudos to her. And I really hope that she heals during this time, you know, get out and get around friends and love and find some new hobbies and things to really, you know, just find herself in other ways. And hopefully she does find a true love. Whether it's him or not, who knows? I know right now she's probably at the stage of her breakup where she's hoping they can get back together. But in order for them to have a successful relationship, he really has to grow up mentally and he needs, you know, some kind of guidance in that sense of being a man, because even with the assistant being, you know, petty and they are going back and forth, they say on social media, tagging each other. She never liked the girlfriend don't like her. That's cool. Everybody don't have to like everybody. But also what young men, what y'all have to understand when y'all are in business, sometimes, a lot of times, most times, it's best that you work with the same sex. Like if you are a young man, your assistant should be a heterosexual young man as well. Or, you know, like if you are a young woman, your assistant should be a heterosexual young woman. That way is no blurred lines of what something may be happening. You know, things could be going on. You can make sure things are being professional. You know, like just keep everything the same so that there aren't any blurred lines and you know that this person has no interest in you. And you don't have to worry about your partner being insecure or having things to worry about, because a lot of men try to act oblivious to certain things. Women are catty. Some women are, most women are at least. Thank God I so happen to not be a woman that's catty. I'm very straightforward. You gonna know whether I mess with you or not. And I'm just gonna mess with you as far as I have to mess with you and then let it go. But women can be catty, and you don't want to be working closely with a woman that's out to get your girlfriend, or that don't care about your girlfriend, or doesn't respect your relationship and understand that there should be a line drawn between professionalism and personal. People have to keep business and personal separate, and if you aren't able to put a woman in their place and let them know that this is what things are and this is what things are not, women will go as far as you allow them to go. They will be in secret competition with your girl. They would, and when you truly love someone, you don't put them in those uncomfortable situations where another woman even feels like she got one up on your girlfriend. When a man truly loves you, he's going to make you feel like you're the only one. He's never going to make another woman feel like he chose you over her. He's choosing you over her. Even simple things like your man not following you on social media, but following another girl on social media. Like, people try to act like, oh, social media isn't real, but it's a part of our everyday lives. And if it didn't matter that much, you don't have to follow anybody, especially if you're not going to follow your girlfriend. So people use all these things. You have to look at the little small signs that are really just manipulation tactics and people trying you. And it's a buildup of trying you until it just explodes and overflow to where it's just all in your face, and then it ends up hurting you. So you can't let your love for somebody be stronger than ultimately the love you have for yourself. And it's hard. It's easier said than done, just because when you make that choice, love is a choice, like I always say. When you make that choice to wake up and you love somebody every single day, it's hard to give up on that person. It's hard to just say, you know what, I'm going to stop loving this person, because nothing is stronger than love, and nothing is better than love, and nothing is bigger than love. When it comes to dealing with, because sometimes your man just will have opposite sex co-workers. Like I said, I do think that there should be an assistant that likes what you like, so that y'all know that y'all don't like each other. That's essentially what I was trying to say when I was explaining that. I don't remember how I said it. I may have said it wrong, but that's what I was trying to say. You need to have an assistant that's the same sex as you, that likes what you like, so that way y'all aren't doing anything personal on the job. Ultimately, that's what I was getting at. But what I was saying is that sometimes, in some cases, your partner will work with the opposite sex, and that's where boundaries and trust comes in. It's up to your partner to set boundaries. No one's assistant or anything should ever feel comfortable enough to go back and forth with their boss's partner or mate. Like, that should just be something. If we don't like each other, fine. We don't even have to speak. We don't have to say anything. All of the digging and trying to find tips, and I'm going to question if you're doing your job. And then especially if you get to creating fake messages about somebody's partner, if it is fake, and doing all those things, I will fire you, because now you have a character issue. I can't really trust you to work for me because you're a liar and you make up things on people. If these things are indeed fake and not facts, you are now not a trustworthy person that's worthy of working under me. And why? Me personally, I'm not a problematic person. However, I'm very opinionated and I have a mind of my own, and nobody can make me like or dislike anybody. I develop my own opinion about people. So if I find out or figure out that I don't really care for somebody, I just create distance. I don't create problems. So when you get to creating problems as a woman with somebody's romantic partner, it leads one to think that you truly do want their partner, because why else will there be an issue? I have no reason to dislike somebody's girlfriend unless their girlfriend is straight up rude to me, and maybe she could tell her own personal stories with Gigi if that's the case. But unless somebody has blatantly tried me or disrespected me or tried to come at me sideways, I have no reason to just straight up dislike a person. I can create distance before I create dislike, because you're not that important to me where I gotta create an issue. So when you get to creating issues, that's what make people think is rooted in jealousy or wanting what the next woman has. And most women don't understand that, because women just like drama for whatever reason. And I never really understand that or get that. But my advice to anybody that's around, whether it's Kai or Gigi, stay out people personal relationship where y'all just feel the need to talk down on people or kick people while they're down. Be a support system. Encourage them in positive ways. Don't try to feed into negativity or put negative things in people's heads, especially when they're going through a breakup, because there's already probably like mixed emotions. You're going to have happiness, sadness, anger, resentment, like joy. You're going to have crying. You're going to have laughter. It's going to be so many emotions they're going through that they don't really need outside voices in a sense of people telling them what they should do, shouldn't do, or should see or shouldn't see. It's just a time to support them. Like I said, breakups are really difficult to navigate, and nobody really shows us how to navigate them. And you never truly really know how much it's going to hurt until you're in it. And it does change you for the best. That's the positive about a breakup. It enlightens you, and it just bring out so much like resilience in you if you go about the breakup in the right way, if you stay to yourself and you know, kind of figure out what things you did wrong, things you could have done better, ways you could have showed up for your partner, ways your partner could have showed up for you, things you do and don't want to accept in a new relationship going forward. When you really sit back and reflect on your relationship, you understand why the breakup had to happen and how it made you a better person and how it's going to make you better for the person that you end up with. So essentially, the whole thing you should do is learn from it. Everything is a lesson. Don't look at it as a loss, but a lesson. And sometimes it's a blessing in disguise, and it's what you needed in order to grow, develop, or boss up your life, or become a better you, and sometimes attract better in your life. And that goes for anybody. So hope this message helped y'all. And y'all just stop being messy. Stop being messy and let people go through stuff, and stop kicking people while they down, okay? Y'all know I'll be back because I be talking. Peace.